I saw a recent news story about a woman in Savannah, Georgia. This is Jensen, who unfortunately developed a stroke and cervical artery dissection as a complication of chiropractic manipulation of the neck. And she apparently had a stiff neck after studying for college classes, which was the reason she sought out a chiropractor. And I'm going to play this video from Inside Edition, and then I'll give an explanation as a neurologist. And I've unfortunately seen rare similar cases in my career, and I'll talk about that as well.
A 28-year-old woman lies paralyzed in the ICU. The result, her family says, of a neck adjustment by a chiropractor. Jensen was fun-loving and loved the outdoors. Her mom is devastated.
She can communicate only by blinking. She can nod now. She can also give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the left side. She cannot speak. She's just laying there.
What is it like for you as a mom to see her like this?
It's heartbreaking. If I could trade places with her, I would do it in a heartbeat. And she's got her whole life ahead of her. So it crushes me.
Went to a local chiropractor in Savannah, Georgia for a stiff neck after studying for college exams. During her neck adjustment, her family says things started to go horribly wrong. 4 arteries were ruptured. She suffered a stroke and cardiac arrest.
I got a phone call from her phone, but it was actually the chiropractor, and he told me that she was having a reaction to the treatment and that they had called an ambulance.
Do you blame the chiropractor?
Blame is a strong word, and I feel bad for everyone in this entire situation.
So obviously it's very difficult to watch that. I feel terrible for Caitlin and for her mother, and hopefully Caitlin makes an excellent recovery over time. Now, I obviously don't know the details about Caitlin's situation, so what I'm going to talk about today is cervical artery dissection and stroke occurring after rapid thrust manipulation of the neck by chiropractors in general. Unfortunately, this is an extremely rare but well-known complication of this intervention, and I'll talk about my own clinical experiences. So in terms of the anatomy of the arteries going into the brain, there are 4 main arteries. The 2 carotid arteries in the front where you can feel your pulse, and there are 2 vertebral arteries in the back. The vertebral arteries actually travel through the spine. The spinal vertebrae have transverse processes which extend laterally, and those processes have small holes in them called transverse foramina, and the vertebral arteries actually go through those holes, and so they actually cannot be compressed externally, and they're also sort of stuck in place. Now, rapid thrust manipulation in the neck involves the chiropractor taking 2 vertebrae and sort of jerking them in opposite directions. And of course, normally nothing goes wrong, but in extremely rare cases, there could be an injury to the artery known as a dissection. And the risk of this occurring is estimated to be around 1 in 100,000 to 1 in 1 million. Of course, the exact risk is not known since we don't know how many people are having this procedure. I have seen patients who have had this exact complication from chiropractic manipulation, but that's only because I am a neurologist that treats stroke. Just to be clear, the typical person going to a chiropractor, this risk is extremely small, and most of the work that chiropractors do is not rapid thrust manipulation of the neck. They do a lot of other things. This is really with one specific chiropractic intervention. The risk is small, and also this is essentially an idiosyncratic, unpredictable event, probably not related to the technique itself. It's just a rare idiosyncratic event. There are certain medical conditions known to increase the risk of getting an arterial dissection in general, such as certain collagen vascular diseases like Marfan syndrome or alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, but many people having this complication, they have no specific risk factor, and it can definitely occur in young and healthy people. And so what's exactly happening? Well, when you have a dissection, there's a tear in the wall of the artery, and blood can go into the tear and outside of the true lumen of the artery where blood is supposed to flow towards the brain and into the false lumen. This can cause a disruption of blood flow to the brainstem and lead to infarction or stroke of the brain tissue, leading to neurological deficits. based on the description of Caitlin's symptoms, it's likely she had poor blood flow into the basilar artery, which is fed by the 2 vertebral arteries, leading to infarction of the pons and possibly other areas of the brainstem. It says that she had 4 injured arteries. It would be very unusual to get a carotid artery injury from this type of manipulation, but it could be that the 2 vertebral arteries were injured in addition to branches of those arteries, such as the basilar artery or posterior inferior cerebellar artery. Of course, I don't know the exact details. It seems that she was treated with stenting of one of the arteries, and there are other interventions that can be done, and people can make significant recovery over time depending on the extent of the stroke. And again, hopefully she has a good recovery. So I have seen this exact problem. I had a patient who had chiropractic manipulation. He had pain and weakness and neurological symptoms on the table. The chiropractor recognized it immediately, called 911. He went to the emergency room. He had a vertebral artery dissection and a posterior inferior cerebellar artery stroke and had some neurological deficits, although they were relatively mild. He did not have a stroke of the pons itself, so he did not have locked-in syndrome or severe brainstem syndrome. I've also had patients who have had similar events occurring from other forms of injury, such as car accidents or even relatively mild forms of injury. I had one young female patient who essentially spontaneously developed multiple cervical artery dissections. She kind of stretched her neck and somehow developed 2 carotid artery dissections and 2 vertebral artery dissections. I was unable to diagnose any specific medical condition that predisposed her to this event. This was incredibly rare, and she had a brainstem stroke, and she had a very soft voice and difficulty swallowing, but she actually made an excellent recovery over time. I had another patient who was a Jiu Jitsu practitioner. Jiu Jitsu is a martial art that involves grappling, and he was in a neck crank position, and he felt pain in his neck and developed dizziness and other neurological deficits, and he went to the emergency room. He was diagnosed with a vertebral dissection and stroke, but he essentially made a 100% recovery and returned to practicing jiu-jitsu against my counseling. I kind of advised that he not do that anymore, but he was so passionate about it, he didn't want to quit. Of course, I couldn't tell him what the exact risk of it occurring again was. So anyways, again, this is a rare complication. Hopefully Caitlin makes a good recovery. I do think people should be aware of this possibility with specifically rapid thrust manipulation of the neck. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be done, but people should be aware of the risks. And maybe if someone has a very minor problem, a more conservative approach may be a better way to go. Any questions or comments below?